Good Friday was April 3rd, the same as it was when he died. This means that the 2026 Western Christian liturgical calendar and the Gregorian calendar of AD 33 aligned. However, the Jewish calendar for 2026 does not align with the 2026 Western Christian liturgical calendar, nor the Jewish calendar for AD 33. Nisan the 15th in 2026 was on April 2nd instead of April 3rd, as was the case in AD 33. This means Shavuot was on Shabbat, May 23rd, and Sunday, May 24th in AD 33, whereas Shavuot, or Pentecost, will be on Friday, May 22nd, and Shabbat, May 23rd in 2026. Furthermore, today is the 42nd day of the Omer in 2026. In AD 33, the 42nd day of the Omer was on a Friday. On this day, Yeshua led the 11 toward Bethany. It is probable that they crossed the Kidron Valley on their way. If this was true, the students possibly had a flashback to Passover, which was the last time they crossed this valley on their way to Gethsemane. As they ascended Mount Olivet, Yeshua said to them, "As you go through the world, proclaim the good news to all creation. Whoever trusts in this immersed will be saved. Whoever does not trust will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who do trust. In my name they will drive out demons, speak with new tongues, not be injured if they handle snakes or drink poison, and heal the sick by laying hands on them." Mark 16:15 through 18. As they continued their ascent, Yeshua said, "What the Father promised, which you heard about from me. For Yochanan used to immerse people in water, but in a few days you will be immersed in the Ruach HaKodesh," Acts 1:4-5, per the prophecies within Tanakh or the Old Testament. Melech Messiah, or King Messiah, would come and restore the kingdom of David and eternal peace and freedom from oppression. What the students knew was that humanity was oppressed by Satan, which was seen through the sins of humanity. They knew the Messiah had come to free from the oppression of Satan. The servant of Isaiah had submitted to his Father's will by dying on the stake, better known as the cross. The students believed that the sacrament he instituted at Seder and his death were part of the new covenant. Since he had died and returned from the dead, the students wondered if the end and the restoration would begin soon. One of the students asked him, "Lord, are you at this time going to restore self-rule to Israel?" Acts 1:6. Messiah answered the student by saying, "You do not need to know the dates or the times. The Father has kept these under his own authority. But you will receive power from the Ruach HaKodesh and comes upon you, and you will be witnesses both in Jerusalem and in all of Yehuda and Shalom, indeed to the ends of the earth." Acts 1:7-8. The students likely realized that he would depart from them not just in death, as he had only 6 weeks prior, but in another way as well. Upon arriving at the summit, he raised his hands and said a blessing over them. As Yeshua was blessing them, he was taken up into heaven from before their eyes. As he rose, a cloud hid him from their sight. The students who were saddened by his foretold departure kept staring into the sky. Abruptly, their concentration was broken when 2 men dressed in white materialized next to them. The men said, "You Galileans, why are you standing staring into space? This Yeshua, who has been taken away from you into heaven will come back to you in just the same way as you saw him go into heaven. Acts 1:11. After the men disappeared, the students bowed in worship. They then returned the walk distance from the Mount of Olives to Jerusalem, overflowing with joy. Meanwhile, Yeshua had been transformed. He now was wearing a pure white robe down to his feet and a gold band around the area of his navel. His eyes had been changed from hazel, which the students knew, to the fiery eyes that Nebuchadnezzar II likely saw, while his olive complexion had been transformed into the complexion of burnished brass refined in a furnace. The gentle voice his students knew was replaced with that of a voice that sounded like the sound of rushing water. Having finished his ministry, Messiah calmly sat at the right hand of power. When the end comes, he will return on the clouds of heaven to judge the living and the dead.